Second topic of our disciplines is goal setting as a function of educational management. Plan of today's lecture is: first point, goal setting as a psychological and pedagogical phenomenon. Second, the concepts of educational goals, their classification. Third, features of educational goals. Fourth, rules of educational goal formulations. First of all, let's discuss the formulation of teaching activity. Teaching activity is a special kind of activity aimed at the transferring, perception, and mastering of necessary basic knowledge of social-cultural system, socio-historical and professional business experience, training future professionals for knowledge, objective reflection, and transformation of the world. What should be the specialist of the 21st century? First of all, he must be fundamentally educated. Secondly, comprehensive, developed, and well-mannered. Thirdly, he must be motivated to creative and transforming activity. Next, he must be ready for the knowledge, experience, and critical understanding of the changes occurring in the environment. The last one, he must be tending to produce self-fulfillment and personal and professional self-improvement. Goal-setting functions. First of all, let's discuss goal-setting parameters. Goal-setting, the most important function of educational management. Its initial part. It is also determines the direction and effectiveness of mutual actions of teachers and students during educational activities management. Goal settings, understood as a process of setting the goals of performance. Goal setting as a function of educational management is a conscious process of teaching and learning activities. Goal setting as a process consists of three components. First of all, the cognitive component. It means knowledge. The content of basic concept of goals, goal setting, the criteria for determination goals classification. Second, the personal component. It means realizing the importance of goals, goal setting as a process, determining the readiness of qualitative goals, involvement of students. Third one, the activity component. It means possession, methods of studies, definition, and the implementation of training and educational goals and tasks. Goal setting as a process includes the following stages. First stage, diagnosis of conditions, opportunities, and achievements of previous learning and cognitive activity of students. Second stage means formulation of educational and cognitive goals and tasks. Third stage means organization of collective and personal goal setting of students. Fourth stage means correction of goals and tasks, focus on their implementation. Goal setting is a process of setting performance goals. Let's discuss what is the goal. Goal is something that should be pursued. It is necessary to implement. Goal, it is an idealized view of the possible results of operations. The goal of educational management is creating the conditions for productive interaction of teachers and students in the process of transmission, perception and learning of fundamental knowledge, social, cultural, historical, and social professional business experience. Classification of educational activity goals. First classification in accordance with the structure of educational activity. There are general goals, stage goals, and operational goals. The general goal of education: preparation of the overall developed and highly qualified specialists which are capable to be creative and do transforming activity in 21st century, a successful personal and professional fulfillment in the period of global changes. Staged goal of education: formation of students' professional competence, preparedness to creativity in solving various business problems, to respond instantly to or market changes, to act quickly, decisively, and responsible. And at last, operational goal of education: Magister's mastery of knowledge system about the psychological characteristics of goal settings as an educational management function, of the basic approach to the classification of educational goals, requirements to their formulation in conditions of high school. Second classification: on the basis of various fields of activity were distinguished next goals. First of all, goals of educational activity direction. Here we have didactic goals, educative goals, and developing goals. And goals of social experience components. We have learning goals, goals of mastering abilities and skills, goal of mastering creativity ways, and goals of emotional and value norms mastering. Third, next classification based on knowledge assimilation level, and according to knowledge assimilation level, next goals are distinguished: reproducive goals, reconstructive goals, and creative goals. With these goals very close, we have the term assimilation. Assimilation is a process of transition of educational content in own experience. The quality criteria for the goal formulating by SMART principle. So, how must goals be formulated? First of all goals must be specificity. Then, all goals must be measurable. Then, all goals must have achievability. It must be possible to achieve these goals. Next, they must be realistic. So we have to always pay attention of conditions of external and internal environment. And the last one, term of realization, because it depends what our profit will be in the future, or how effectively we can act in the future. It all depends on terms. Next, let's discuss features of educational activity goals. The goals is always for the subject. The goal is abstract for students. It is necessary to specify the learning outcomes of students. To implement the learning goals, it should be established clear criteria for their understandable realization. Rules are for educational goals formulation are next. First rule, that it is necessary to find answer on such question: what the student must learn. It means what material he must learn. What the student must understand. It means what conclusions he can do about that. Then, what the students should be able to do. According to this conclusion, he can maybe do something in the future. Next, what the students must be instructed with. It means what particular instruction should he have. Next, what are acquired qualities and properties? The last one, what are the scientific methods that must be possessed by a student? Second rule, include not only the possession of educational information, but formation on its basis of attitudes, beliefs, outlook, position, that requires qualities and properties, development of intellectual, cultural, and professional abilities, etc. It means that the entire set of regulatory requirements that define a successful professional training of specialists. Third rule, to identify goals with active verbs of projective aspect. It's about formulation. You have to be very accurate with formulation of goals. That's it for this lecture, and thank you for your attention.